Hello, welcome back to iCourses.org. My name is Claude, and once again I'll be your teacher today. Now, this is the big one, the independent task on the writing. At least most people think of this as the big one. Now, this is one that usually scares a lot of people. It shouldn't, really. You've already probably gone through the speaking parts. The independent writing task is just like the speaking part 1 or speaking part 2, usually the speaking part 2, where it's just asking your preference on something. They'll give you a question and you have to choose either one. Now, it could be like the speaking part 1 where they give you, you use your opinion. The main thing here, it's same process that you do for the speaking part 1 and 2, which are generally considered the easiest ones. The difference here is you actually have more time to make your answer even better. So really you should go into it thinking about it that way, not thinking, oh my god, I have to write 300 words, I have to write I have to write my outline, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to remember lots of stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you a really simple way to approach this so that you can go in there with confidence and be relaxed and know that you're going to give them a great answer. So there's a simple outline that I usually use. First of all, they give you a question. It could be something like this. This is a typical one. Some people might choose to have a job where you get paid lots of money, but you don't have very much free time. Or, well, other people might choose a job where you have less money, but you have a lot more freedom. They might word it slightly different, but that's a very typical kind of a question. So, what do you do with this? Well, you usually know your opinion right off the bat. I'll just give you an example. So, as I said with the intro, you just restate the question in slightly different words, and then you give the possible opposition. What I mean by that is you give the opinion, the other opinion, not your opinion, but someone else's. So you could say, some people might choose to take a job where they make lots of money, but they don't have any free time, whereas other people might choose to have a job where they have a lot more freedom, but they don't make as much money. Now, some people might choose to go for the job with lots of extra money and save up for retirement. However, in my opinion, I would choose a job that has more free time for a couple of reasons. Sounds very similar to the speaking part 2, huh? Alright, so for a couple of reasons. These two reasons are your body paragraphs. Alright, one reason could be more freedom means less stress and a healthier lifestyle. So there's your main idea. Less stress, healthier lifestyle. A supporting detail could be with a less stressful lifestyle, you have a lower risk of getting sick or having a heart attack. You can provide an example with that. Maybe I had an uncle once that worked very hard all of his life, made lots of money, but had a heart attack, maybe passed away, and didn't have any time to enjoy his money. So that's an example. You can make those up. If you can't think of an example and you have a good imagination, make one up. The next supporting detail could be something like you have more free time to spend time with your family. And you don't always have to give a good example. Sometimes the supporting idea is its own example. Alright, so the second body paragraph could be something like with more freedom you could have time to develop a skill. Now, this is an example of one where you might not have a second supporting detail, but you can give lots of extra information to fill out that paragraph. I have a friend that used to work very hard as a plumber. He developed a skill where he learned how to, because of his job, he learned how to weld, he learned how to work with metals, and he decided to take less time at the work, and he became a sculptor. He used his skills from work to start building sculptures, and he's doing something that he loves. And because of that, he makes these beautiful sculptures, and now people want to buy his sculptures, which means he doesn't have to work as much, he does something he loves, and he makes more money. So that could be like a second detail. Develop a skill, and then give more examples. Now, all of these notes, like I said, with this one, it's basically like the speaking, but you have a little bit more time to make the sentences even better. So basically, main idea, supporting detail, give an example, you can make one up. If you don't have a second detail, either give a second example or just give lots of extra information about that first supporting detail. So what do you do about the summary paragraph? It's really quite simple. The summary paragraph, you're just restating what you said up here in a slightly different way. It's as simple as that. Now, some things that you really want to think about when you're doing this. First of all, write your outline like this. You have your intro, restate the question, possible opposition, opinion, plus 2. Those 2 are your body paragraphs. The main idea of the first paragraph plus supporting detail, possible example. No supporting detail, give more information. The summary, you're just restating this in a slightly different way. So finish your outline, start writing. Don't worry about correct spelling so much right off the bat. Just get it out there. Get it out there so that way you have some time at the end to go back and proofread. It's important that you finish. I mean, if you have some spelling errors, that happens. The most important thing is that you finish in the time. You want to have some extra time at the end so you can go back and make sure that you have correct punctuation, correct any spelling errors. Other things that you really want to work on is make sure that you have the same verb tenses, the correct verb tenses. Make sure your verbs agree within the same sentence. Those are really important things as well. Also, good linking words. They love words such as whereas, however, linking phrases and words like that. Use a variety of adjectives and verbs. Try to find different ways to say the same thing. But one thing that's really important, don't overdo it. And what I mean by that is there's this funny thing with native speakers of English. They try to sound smart by using more complicated English than what they can do. This is what native speakers do. In the process, they say the wrong thing. They say something that means exactly the opposite of what they're trying to say. Don't overdo it. It's better that you use easier grammar structures and are good than if you use more complex and you make lots of mistakes. Now, if you do use more complex grammar and you only make a couple of mistakes, that's better than using basic grammar and having absolutely none. If you have basic grammar and it's a perfect paper, it's not going to be as good as if you have slightly more complicated grammar with a couple of mistakes. Just remember, don't overdo it. Don't go beyond your own skill level. Remember, they're not testing how smart you are. They're testing your ability to fulfill the task. That's the main thing. So, just to recap, make sure that you get it out there. Give yourself some time to proofread, and don't overdo it. Keep within your level of comfort, but get it out there. So anyways, we'll have lots of different exercises that you can do to work on this at iCourses. So stop back in and check out the different programs that we have for the iCourses.org. And practice, practice, practice. Make sure you practice this a lot. But if you follow this simple steps here, the simple formula, you should have no problems with it. So thanks for coming back to iCourses.org. Once again, my name is Claude, and I wish you a wonderful day and good luck on the exam.